Hola amigos, welcome back to another one of my Bring a Blanket live writing and productivity sprints. My name is Emma Bennet. I am an author from the UK and I write contemporary romance novels and the occasional children's picture books. I'm going to be doing sprints for the next 3 hours or so. I typically do 25-minute sprints, but if anybody would like something different, that's fine. Sometimes I'll throw in a 20-minute one at the end if we're kind of running out of time before I need to get off and normally eat. Although because I'm a bit earlier than usual today and I've just had my lunch, hopefully I won't be too hungry by the end of the stream, but I'm not sure I had enough for lunch. This could be concerning. I have coffee here today, unusually, because I usually have a coffee with my lunch, but I also have my customary cup of tea lined up. That is hot. This is so cute. This is my new Moomins mug that my son's got me for Mother's Day. And I love it. I love it. So there's already some people in the chat. I'll go to SD first because she's saying that she's getting ready for her stream on the next hour. Make sure that you pop a link down in the description for that so that people can stream hop when the time comes. Yeah, we tend to work on anything here. Some people are editing, some people are writing, some people are writing emails, doing housework, whatever. We just kind of keep each other company, keep each other accountable. So yeah, as I said, Shannon's here. And Rachel is here as well. Hugs the like button. And Dreaming Truth. Hello, how's your day going? How's work? Martin is here as well. Wonderful. Everybody's saying hello. Martin is eating soup. And I said, yeah, because I don't like soup. That's someone at the door typically, but someone else will get it. Thankfully, my dogs are saving me from them. Nobody else has heard. How does this happen? There were 5 other people in this house. Guys! Anyway, right, moving on. I was saying I don't like soup. Martin was saying not a fan of wet food. Actually, I don't mind soup if it's like butternut squash soup when it's blended. I find it weird when there's like little bits in it. It's kind of gross. Kind of gross. Oh, Borna? I was going for Bonnie from Corner 23 is here saying, good morning. It's been a while since I could pop on. Yes, we have missed you. How are you? I think you were doing camp, weren't you? How's your camp project going? Tell me everything. I think it was post. How exciting. Renee is here as well. Hey, lovely to have you here. Bonnie says, first step, make coffee. Absolutely. And then drink coffee. It's delicious. And Kat is here as well. Hello, Kat. Thank you for joining. So what's everybody working on today? I still have some of the reading through of the manuscript from the Romantic Novelists Association that I need to do a reader's report on. So I think I'm going to get on with that, and then I will do my camp writing this evening. It's going bizarrely well. Like it's completely calmed down, and I'm nearly done. It's good. Although my latest video that came out like an hour ago does explain about all the different projects I've added in. Bonnie says camp hasn't really gone. I did a tiny bit at the beginning of the month, but that's it. Oh well. And today I want to work on some more story outlining. Cool. So I do like to start us off on the right foot. So we have got Judgmental Llama, everybody's favorite writing assistant, who's just decided to start. Okay, no, we didn't tell you to start, did we? Get it, Llama, get it together. Oh, it's all going wrong, but never mind, it's nearly the weekend. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Okay. StreamYard has added like a load more options for how you set up your stream page. I can have all sorts of different options up here for my thing that I'm sharing. It's very exciting. Okay, let's get into this first sprint, and then we will have some more chatting afterwards. So let's get all productive and awesome in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. There we go. How did everybody do there? Was that a good start? I had some stuff I needed to kind of sort out and some planning. There's actually quite a bit of planning that I need to do today, actually, to work out how I'm going to spend the next couple of days, because I've got a couple more Fiverr gigs that I need to finish as well. I'm a busy bee, as well as Camp Nano, which obviously has to be priority. Let's see what you guys have been up to. Martin was reminding me that it is a bank holiday weekend in the UK, which I only realised. I never know when the bank holidays are. I only realised yesterday. And Kat was saying, I need to work on the spreadsheet. So the spreadsheet she's talking about is the Google Docs spreadsheet, which has all of the AuthorTubers streaming schedules on it. And Kat is in charge of that. There's a link to it down in the description below if you want to check it out. She says, didn't do it yesterday because I went to the grocery store, saved money by me actually going and got the things I had to get before May 9th stroke 10th. And I was saying it must take her a long time to do the spreadsheet, and she said, I work on it each day. Some days it's only 5 minutes, other days I can work on it for an hour or more. It's a big responsibility, and we're all really, really grateful that you do it, because it is so helpful. Angela Drake popped in. Hello, Angela. How are you today? And it was saying that we get another bank holiday. Saying like it makes no difference for us. I don't tend to like to go out on the bank holidays because it's always so busy anyway everywhere. I'd rather East Disney, Return of the Jedi. The Jedi. So I was like, I feel this is just a Swizz. And I have to say, I like what and have a pee when End of the Jedi is what we watched in our Star Wars. It's one of his all-time favorite films with Casablanca and Raiders, all excellent films. Yeah, Martin, I need you to explain this, please. So let's get. Oh my goodness, Martin had to say. That look from the what that is. So, oh, apparently there's a lag. Sorry, guys, I hadn't seen that before. Let me see if I can sort it out. Let me see. Okay, right. Is that any better? It is so annoying for you guys, and I'm really sorry. If it isn't any better, then yeah, StreamYard is sprint, and I will try to sort it out during the sprint because I'm guessing that it's still there. Okay. Okay, so can you hear me properly now, or is there still a stupid lag? If somebody can let me know, I would be so grateful, because it would be good to know if I'm just speaking to myself, which is fine. I'm great company. I'm happy to do that. That is no problem. Right. I have got a different timer to use for the next sprint. It is one that was made especially for me by the lovely SD Houston. So nobody else. Mary, who else could you be hearing? Right. The Easy Graphics says more laggy now. Weird. Oh, this is so annoying. Okay. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm just wanting you to have a good experience here, you know? Anyway, hopefully you can make out enough for me to say that the lovely Shannon has made me my own timer to use. It's very, very exciting. It's a kitten timer that won't have the adverts. RC is here. Hello, RC. I'm sorry that it's a bit laggy. I do apologize. I'm going to be going into another sprint quite quickly, as there's no point to me talking if you guys are like not able to kind of chat along. Hello. Laura Gomez says, yeah, kitties. Yeah, because I wanted to use her kitten timer, but there were just too many adverts in it because YouTube just decided to stick them everywhere. Speaking of which, SD is live now over on her channel. So if you like to do some stream hopping, make sure that you head over there. Bonnie got distracted making breakfast, says need to take my little guy to school, but hopefully I can jump back in when I get back. Awesome. And what else? Oh, the lovely Panzer joined us. Hello, saying hola amigos. He's just wanting to be like me and declaring that he likes soup. Does everybody else like soup? Am I the weird one here who doesn't like soup? RC says you can chat all day with that accent. Why, thank you, RC. I think RC is just trying to get back in my good books because we were talking about films the other evening, and I did a quote from Hot Fuzz and he didn't get the quote, and I was like, dude, you should be ashamed. Eva is here. Hello, Eva. How are you today? Apparently the lag has gone. Yay. It's a miracle. Eva says, I dislike soup, Emma. Yeah, it's just weird. What does it think it is? Like, I don't need my food to be that soft. I have my own teeth. You know? Oh, Katie Elizabeth is here. How are you feeling today? Please say that you're feeling a bit better. Please. I'm feeling so sorry for you. So Laura Gomez loves tomatoes, likes tomato soup. Sorry, not loves. It's Andy who loves tomato soup. Laura Gomez says, oh, Hot Fuzz. Yeah, I said, I think the quote that I did was, how goes catching those swans? And of course, his response should have been, it's just the one swan, actually. And he was just like, what are you talking about? Huh? What have I missed? But RC does say, I was working and going off of 4 hours sleep. So you are forgiven. I can't believe that Andy is trying to bring up the cake debate again. Dude. And Eva says, cake is okay. Yeah. That's a weird reaction to hearing about cake. Everybody like normally goes like cake, unless you're Andy, in which case you're like pie. Mary says it's an easy way to get some of your 5 a day. Oh, the soup. I thought you were referring to the cake. I was like, no. Like, I don't think carrot cake even counts. Eva says, I'd rather muffins. The most delicious muffins I ever had were when we were staying in a beautiful bed and breakfast place in Monterey in California. And they had like a breakfast room with loads of different teas, which was lovely, and fantastic muffins for everybody. That was pretty good. Kate Elizabeth says, I am feeling a lot better today, just drained of energy. That is really, really good to hear. And Laura Gomez says, I knew it would be about swans. Yeah. See, you know. RC says, and my hand was a little stiff after being stabbed by a man dressed as Father Christmas. Interesting. Can we have the rest of this story, please? That would be great. Eva says, carrot cake is a veggie, right? No, it's not. Carrot cake works too. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. That's not one of your 5 a day. I'm sorry. And RC says, chocolate ice cream with peanut butter cups. That sounds very good. Mary says, wouldn't say no to a blueberry muffin either. Oh, a blueberry muffin with a cup of tea, a cup of Earl Grey tea. Oh, that would be delicious. Eva says, the only soup I enjoy is cereal and milk. I don't even have milk on cereal. If I'm going to have cereal, it would be granola, and I'll have it with yogurt because I don't like milk. I really am kind of weird. I appreciate that. Andy says cereal and meat soup. Yeah. RC says, haha, you didn't get my Hot Fuzz reference. Oh, no. You got me there. Okay, it's 1-1. And my head, yeah, okay. I don't actually remember that quote, but fair enough. Well done. Well done. Good one. Yeah, we are even. Okay, I will never bring it up again. Oh, that was sneaky. That was so sneaky. Oh. Okay, right. Well, unfortunately, Martin isn't here anymore because I wanted to tell you guys, because we were speaking about Star Wars, I wanted to tell him about the time that I got shushed by George Lucas. So you guys will just have to hear it, and you can pass it on. Okay, so my dad was a hairdresser in film and TV, and he worked a little bit on the Phantom Menace film. He only did like a few days. He was doing some of the crowd scenes, doing the hair for those, but it meant that he got invited to the cast and crew premiere, which was in Leicester Square in London at, it's like 10 o'clock in the morning or something completely random. Anyway, so he had 2 tickets and he wasn't interested in going. So he asked my sister and I if we wanted to go. Now, we'd never seen Star Wars at all. We didn't know anything about it because it just wasn't the kind of thing that we were interested in. I don't think my dad was really a Star Wars fan. My mum definitely wasn't. So we just didn't watch it. But we were like, yeah, sure, free cinema tickets, we'll go. So we head down to Leicester Square and we've got like sweets and drinks and stuff with us, like you do when you're going to the cinema, hidden in our bags. And I'm not one to hold back when I've got treats. I don't like to have to wait. So we sit down, everybody sat down and stuff. And this man comes out in front of the curtains for the cinema and is like chatting away for ages. And it's like, oh. So I started like opening up my sweets because I was hungry, and I'm like unwrapping these sweets. And the man on the stage shushed me because the sweet wrappers were making so much noise. And it turns out that that man was George Lucas. So I actually got shushed by George Lucas. Yeah. I also got bumped in the foyer by the little kid that played Anakin Skywalker, but I don't know what his name was. But yeah, here we go. Shushed by George Lucas. Eva says, how dare he? In fairness, I probably was being a little rude, but I don't think they kind of been that loud in like the whole auditorium. And he really was going on for quite a while. So he had it coming. He did. Right. Eva says, I don't like many yogurts. I only drink milk on cereal or when I cook. Don't consume milk often either. Yeah, milk's definitely weird. Definitely weird. Okay, let's get on to our next sprint. Now, I still can't believe that RC got me with that Hot Fuzz reference. I am so proud about that. That was a good one. Okay, let's be all productive and awesome again in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. The ending of that was so relaxing, wasn't it? I loved it. I loved it. Oh, doggy's coming in from the garden because I've started speaking. Can you hear me okay this time? Is it going to be fine from now on, or do we need to worry for the rest of time? I've just put a link to a playlist in the chat. So myself and Andy from Easy Graphics and Shannon, SD Houston, and Margaret Pinard are doing a 12-hour write-a-thon tomorrow. So the first 3-hour section will be on my channel, and that's going to be at 2 p.m. BST. So yeah, so like I said, it's going to be going on for 12 hours, but there's a playlist so that it's easy to follow on to the next one. If anybody would like to join us to get some words in over the weekend. Yay, no lag, hooray, cool. Okay, we're good to go. There have been a lot of awesome chats, and I really, really want to see. I don't know if I can get through it all. Where were we? Oh yes, we were talking about me being shushed by George Lucas, and then I was saying that my mum was a model in the 60s and 70s, and but that was back in the days because she's only like 5'3", so it was back in the days where you had like catwalk or runway models who were like really tall, but then you also had models who did like catalogs and magazine shoots and adverts and things like that, and that's the kind that she was because she was small. And Panda says, I got good genes. Yeah. Oh my God, stop having such cool plans. I know, ridiculously cool. It's ridiculous. So yeah, apparently I have a way more glamorous life than I actually do, according to Andy. Yeah. A modeling job, really, Panda. SD is so pleased that the timer that she made, especially for me, doesn't have any ads. If SD's still here, thank you so much. It's so cute. I love it. And then, so SD is sprinting at the moment. So if you haven't popped over there, apparently she was talking about how her husband retired from the military and she was able to give up her jobs, and how awesome that is, basically. And so she's able to devote herself to writing. Yeah, so hubby retired after the military with 23 years in it. And then he said he'd support her, whatever she wanted to do next. That's so cool. And that happened a few years ago, so that's completely awesome for them. Eva is hoping that her husband can retire early by age 50, but have to pay off school loans and the mortgage for that to happen, so we'll see. Yeah. College loans are just crazy in the US, aren't they? It's actually, we're really, really lucky in Wales. I feel very sorry for any kids who are going off to uni from England, because we're in Wales, the Welsh government give like a massive amount of it's like a combination of loan and grant that they kind of work out for their students. Basically, it just means that the Welsh students are pretty comfortable when they go off to university, and they don't actually have to get a part-time job if they don't want to, whereas the English students don't get any of that. So when we were going around the universities with our sons a couple of months ago, the difference when we went to the Welsh ones and to the ones in England, because the ones in England, it's just generally accepted that the kids will have to work during their degree because they just don't get the funding. Whereas, yeah, in Wales, it's just pretty much like, yeah, you'll be fine. Like, get a part-time job if you want to, but you'll be okay. So yeah, like I say, I feel very sorry for any of the kids coming over to Wales in particular from England and going to university, because they are not going to believe how much money all the Welsh kids have got. Eva was saying, I'm returning to the workforce in some capacity this coming fall or winter as the child starts school. But she's not sure what she's going to be doing yet. So let us know. Let us know when you decide, because that would be cool to know. And Eva says, unsure whether I want to settle into a career position or if I want to do a more low stress, low pay gig to stay local and get to know the community, or if I'll just edit more and lean into writing for money. Yeah. It's a tricky choice, isn't it? It's like it's a lifestyle choice, I guess, is probably the best way to put it. Panda needed to leave us, but we will definitely be seeing lots of him tomorrow in those sprints. I think his is the second lot of sprints, actually, after mine, but he did say that he would pop into my sprint. So if you're needing some Andy time, you can get lots of it tomorrow. And I was asking Eva what her husband was going to study, and she said history, I think. I studied ancient history at university. Eva says, some states do provide free education to their own residents. Tennessee, for one, I did not know that, because I would love to move to the US. But one of the things that we said is, you know, we've got 4 kids, all of whom want to go to university. So like just the thought of trying to support all of them with how expensive it is in the US is crazy. Laura Gomez says, English is just rubbish in general. I think uni used to be free until the 80s or 90s. It didn't just used to be free in the UK. You used to get a proper grant that you didn't have to pay it back, a bit like what the Welsh government's doing, but a complete grant, not part loan, part grant. Yeah, everybody just used to get a grant that was a proper amount that you could live on as a student. So not only did you not have the loans that you have to pay back, but you also didn't have to, work during your degree either. Eva says, a lot of programs in the States weren't university degrees until the 80s and 90s. Nursing is one example. Oh, sure. More of a technical school. Fair enough. Very cool. I love learning more things about the US. Laura Gomez says, madness, a utopia. I know. And, I don't think that they were super comfortable. I think, it was a case of still having to watch the pennies. But, if you wanted more, then either your parents, if they were able to, would give you more, or you just get a part-time job. When I started university, I think that might have been the first or the second year that they started having fees. I feel, and it was £1,000 a year, and everybody was up in arms about it at the time. But I don't think that you had to pay it if your parents earned below a certain threshold. But I have no idea what that threshold was. But yeah, it's certainly gone up now. I think it's like 8,000 a year now for the fees for universities in the UK. But yeah, so most kids just get a loan to cover it. Eva says, my grandmother attended the first class of a nursing school to become a registered nurse. My mother attended the final class of the same program. Cool. Before it became a university degree. That is very cool. I like that. Have you considered nursing? I don't know. I don't think it's something I could do, to be honest. But I know that it's perfect for a lot of people. So that's cool. Okay, right. Let us get set up for another sprint. What time is it? I have no idea what the time is. Cool. Okay, so it's like 2:45. So we've got time for a couple more sprints, definitely. So that's good. Eva says, I ruled nursing out many, many years ago. Fair enough. I think it's one of those things that it's either for you or it's not. Says I can't be dealing with fluids. None of those fluids, man. None of those fluids. Mary says undergraduates get their fees paid in Scotland. Yes. Yeah, Scotland is amazing. A couple of years ago, we were like, should we move to Scotland, you know, for that, because of having 4 of them. And she says, fees are not UK wide, just England and Wales. Don't know about Northern Ireland. Yeah, but there are fees in Scotland if your family don't live in Scotland. If you're a student coming from England, for example, then you do have to pay fees, don't you? Laura Gomez says, I don't know why everyone doesn't move to Scotland. I know, right? Property prices are a lot better. It's beautiful, you know? Honestly, like we did consider it, but it was more a case of, oh my goodness, like just the logistics of it, of moving all of us and all of our stuff and finding a place because we don't know Scotland, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yes. And Mary points out that you need to live there for 3 years before as well, which makes sense. Like, that's fair enough, isn't it? Lots of people do move here. Yeah, because you're there. Eva says, it's hard work physically, but also mentally and emotionally. I struggle enough without carrying all the woes that come along with nursing. Yeah. Eva says, do they let people move there? Yeah, I mean, if you're already in the UK, then it's not a big deal. It's not like you have to apply to. If you're in England, it's not like you have to apply or something to move into Wales or Scotland. You just literally buy a house there. Like, it makes no difference. Or rent a house or whatever, you know. There's no application. It's not like you're moving to another country, if you like, where you have to, you know, prove that you earn so much money or whatever. Mary says, but you get 4th year free if you come from England because our degrees are longer. That's very fair. Mary says, do you have to live there to buy property there? Do you have to live there for 3 years, or can you simply pay taxes for 3 years? It's probably live there for 3 years because the taxation system in the UK is centralized for the UK. So you don't pay Scottish taxes. At least I'm 90% sure. Like, Mary, like, check that what I'm saying is right. But yeah, it's like the UK government charge UK tax. So it all goes into the same pot. It's literally just like moving to like the area next door. It's not a big deal to move to Scotland. Eva says, when buying international property is cheaper than attending higher education in our nation. Yeah. Mary says, no, you can buy property here if you're not a resident. Please don't leave it empty most of the year. It's destroying the place. Yeah, that would be really annoying. No, like, because we were contemplating, like, before we moved to where we are now. So like 3.5 years ago when we were looking, you know, we seriously did consider Scotland because it's so lovely. It would be so nice to be near you, Mary, and then I could be in the Scottish chapter of the Romantic Novelists Association as well. Eva says, I don't plan to own a home for recreation. Yeah, I couldn't be bothered with it. It would just be too much hassle. Yeah, and yeah, to get the fees paid, you need to actually reside there. So it's like your family needs to have lived in Scotland for 3 years. But like I say, like, it's not a big deal to move to Scotland. It's just like moving to another town or whatever. Mary says, I wish you had chosen Scotland. Me too. Me too. Anyway, let's get on. Yes, so we can have 2 more sprints. So let's get on with another one of them with these little sleepy kittens. They're so cute. Okay, let's be all productive in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. There we go. That is the end of our penultimate sprint. How did that go for you? I realized that, like the silly Billy that I am, I hadn't got my blanket. I was wondering why I was cold. So I snuck off to get my blanket to make myself another cup of tea, yet another one. I think this is about the third or fourth during these sprints, and to sort out my washing again. Here we go. Oh, anybody who was here yesterday, and I was worried that my washing machine wasn't working while I was watching Bridgerton last night. Seriously, take notes. This is why I'm a romance writer, okay? I was there happily watching Bridgerton, chilling, and my husband came in, and without saying anything, he'd just gone and fixed the washing machine. He's a good one. He is a very, very good one. So yeah, so that's the excitement around here, as well as the new ink cartridge arriving for the printer. The excitement just doesn't stop here, seriously. Okay, right, where were we in the chat? And let me know what you got up to, how you're doing. Word counts, if you have them. We love that. We do love some word counts. Right. Here we go. Right. I think we were at where Lula Reeds came in and I was saying hi. Mary is now writing fiction. She's finished doing the boring stuff. And I was saying, I'm waiting to beta read one of Mary's books and I'm desperate. Hurry up, write quicker. Lula Reed says, I wish somebody would give me an old dirty house with like an inch of dust I could clean for them. Because we were saying, who is we? I say we. Laura Gomez, wasn't it? Yeah, was saying, there we go. Laura Gomez said, I love watching YouTube videos of someone buying a hoarder house or something and cleaning it all up. Yeah, I said it's very satisfying, but I'm not sure that I would actually want to do it myself. I definitely prefer watching them. And Lula was saying, I'm not allowed to get a cat at my house. I live in with my parents despite being an adult, even though my sister, who is a minor, is allowed to get a cat, which sounds vastly unfair. Bonnie being Bonnie popped in. Hello. If you haven't checked out Bonnie's channel before, make sure that you do. She's doing lots of awesome flash fiction writing prompts at the moment, and they are well worth checking out. Lula says, as long as I'm allowed to interact with her cat, that's fine with me. That's cool. And it's because she's more responsible than me. And yeah, lots of cat chat. Lula said, my favorite childhood cat thought I was a kitten. I'm pretty sure because she acted like my mother, which is so cute. I love that idea. The other cat was always either biting or running away from me. Oh. Bonnie says, I got my first cat as an adult. He's the sweetest and his name is Dickens after Charles Dickens. Dickens is a lovely name for a cat. And Lula Reed said, the nice one who thought she was my mother, Hufflepuff, would come to me when I was crying from pain, but would run if I was crying from disobedience. Oh, what a clever cat. I might name my future cat Bucky after Bucky Barnes, or if it's black, Raven. Very cool. Very cool. And I was saying I'd like a female cat called Artemis. Katie Elizabeth hit 22K. Well done. Because I think you were on about 18K, weren't you? Was that only yesterday? That's a lot of writing if it was only yesterday. Well done. Mary said, I would love a cat, but they are so much work and I'm too lazy. I just visit my friends who have cats instead. They can be a lot of work, especially if they use a litter tray. Bonnie said, I've just been fiddling around with some word descriptions, not a specific story right now. Cool. And Mary says, I got 322 words there, plus a cup of tea and a packet of crisps. What flavor crisps, please? The correct answers are either plain, cheese and onion, or like chili or something. Not salt and vinegar. That would be gross. And Lula Reed said, I figured out how to send a PDF to the Kindle app. Awesome. Well done. Speaking of pets, for those of you who weren't at the stream yesterday, my doggy Hector had his stitches taken out yesterday. It's a little bit swollen there, but basically it's looking good. It was a benign tumor that he had, because it's so close to his ribs though, because it was on his chest, they're not sure if they quite got all of it, and it might be that it regrows, but at least we know what it is, so it's not anything to worry about. So that was really good news. Mary says cheese and onion French fries. Fair enough. I have not tried those, but they might be delicious. Not very grown-up choice of crisps, if you don't mind me saying so, Mary. No judgment. Just a comment. Just a comment there. Laura Gomez says salt and vinegar are the best. No, they're not. They're disgusting. But my sister and I always worked well when we were young because she used to like salt and vinegar and I used to like cheese and onion, so we could divide up a multi-pack, and neither of us minded ready salted. So we would always eat all of the crisps in a multi-pack. So there we go. Mary says crisps in the UK are chips in the US, I think. Yeah. But by the French fries, you mean like I know the ones that you mean. They're like, my youngest used to call them cold chips. He used to like to have a packet of cold chips, he used to call them. Laura Gomez says, plain are like eating cardboard. What kind of rubbish crisps are you eating there? Okay, you need a nice big pack of ready salted kettle chips, and then you need to get a pot of hummus and just settle down. Just settle down. That is a good, if not very healthy snack. I like that a lot. I am a crisp fiend, but they make my tummy hurt, so I don't eat them very often. I like the grain waves. Wave grains, sun bites, things. They're yummy and they don't make my tummy hurt. So that's a win. That is definitely a win. Okay, so in a minute, we are going to be going into our final sprint. My tummy was just doing a big rumble. It's probably confused because I usually finish my sprints at 6 p.m. and then I go and I make supper. So it's probably thinking, oh, you've been on here for like nearly 2.5 hours, so it must be time to make supper. Or nearly time to make supper. And I'm like, no. Katie Elizabeth says salt and black pepper kettle chips. Okay, fair enough. Well, Gomez said I would never eat a ready salted. I like myself. Fair enough. I'll eat yours for you. And Lula Reed says cold crisps. I eat French fries hot. No, they're so the ones that we call French fries. We have regular French fries like from McDonald's, okay? But there's a particular brand of crisps that are called French fries. So they're crisps, but they're like in the shape of French fries. Yeah, so yeah, they're like crunchy and stuff. They're not actually cold French fries. They're kind of yummy. Mary said French fries are just a brand of crisps, not like US French fries, which we call chips. See, she explains it better. Mary says it's very confusing. And Laura says this conversation is super confusing. Yeah, this is too much for us, isn't it? It's clearly too much for us. Basically, most crisps are delicious, although not very good for us. But what can you do? What can you do? Some of the most delicious things are not very good for us, so we just shouldn't eat too many of them, I guess. Okay, let's go into this final sprint of the day so that I can go and get a snack afterwards. I don't know what I'm going to have. Something yummy, not salt and vinegar crisps. Let's be all productive and awesome in 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's ready. Go on then. Okay, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Let's go. There we go. That was the end of my final sprint. I am very glad that I am here chatting to you guys because one of my sons just spilt a load of milk in the kitchen over like washing and exam papers and all manner of stuff. So do you guys mind if I just kind of hang here and chat with you for a while? I'll keep an eye, and when they finish cleaning it all up, then I will finish this stream so that I don't get dragged into that. Am I right? I do not need to be involved in that. Right, let's see where we were. Let me know how that sprint went for you. I was actually doing a little bit of my sequel novella that I'm writing, so that was quite nice. I'm really enjoying writing that. I was asking Laura Gomez how her medical that she's writing is going. And Bonnie said, does anyone else struggle with backstory? Really having a hard time with that for my side characters. So I was asking, like, how much of a backstory do they actually need? How much detail does the reader need to know? Because if they're side characters, you know, you don't want to get too far away from the point of the book, if that makes sense, by kind of going down these rabbit holes with side characters, potentially. But I don't know your story, so I might be completely wrong there. Laura said, I finished the first draft of chapter 1. Now I have to actually make it make sense and write the synopsis. Ugh, yeah, it's rubbish writing a synopsis, isn't it? And Bonnie said, I think for this one character, some of their childhood is relevant to the story, but I'm having trouble getting from her childhood to where she is when the story opens. And I said, yuck, but that was related to Laura having to write a synopsis. And I was worried that Bonnie thought that I was saying like yuck about her like story, which I wasn't, I promise. Joanne popped in to say hi, hello, and apparently her tummy is feeling better today, a bit better, so that's good. We were also joined by the lovely Margaret Pinard. Margaret is going to be part of the writing sprints tomorrow. Hers is the final, so sprint number 4, which finishes at 2 a.m. my time. So I'm hoping to be able to stay up for kind of the end of it, but we'll see how sleepy I am. Margaret says, just finished my morning scene at 738 words, going to hold out on video to prep for my sprints in a little over an hour. Woot! Yeah, and I was saying that she should pop a link to her sprints, which are starting in like an hour and 7 minutes. So when I finish here, you need to go over to Shannon's sprints for the next hour, and then when she finishes, you can join Margaret's. There we go. And I was asking which cake she made, because Margaret yesterday was going to be making a cake, but she had a little bit of a poll going as to which one, but she's going to reveal the cake in the sprints. I'll be able to join for some of them, but probably not all of them. Margaret said, I was responsible and started the day with avocado toast rather than cake. Very sensible, very grown up. But there may also have been a few Girl Scout cookies. Nice. And Laura Gomez was thinking about dinner. So I said, I'm making enchiladas for supper tonight. I'm really, really looking forward to them. I'm very hungry now. It's only like 4 o'clock here. This is rubbish. And Laura is having maple steaks, coleslaw, and potato wedges. I was wondering what maple steaks were, whether they were steaks with like maple syrup. But she has confirmed that they are maple flavored barbecue, which sounds lovely. So Bonnie said, just spent time asking why after every idea I had for my character, and it led me to some great backstory. Yeah, that is a fantastic tactic. That's something that Julie Cohen, the author, really advises that you do with your characters for kind of everything they do. Why are they doing this? And then why, until you've driven yourself insane, but you know your character really well. And Bonnie says, feeling fired up again. Margaret Pinard says, milk emergency. I know, he's like renowned for it. We called him Milk Boy for about a year, because one time he took like a pint of milk up to his bedroom and spilt it everywhere, like all over the bed, all over the floor. It was going down. It's floorboards like all over our house. We don't have any carpet, so thank goodness. But it was going down like around the edges of the floorboards. It was a whole thing. So I definitely don't want to get involved in that. You guys need me here. Lula Reed says, I nearly threw up because I had coffee in my mouth for too long. Had to drink a lot of water. Oh dear, I hope you're okay. Oh, and Angela's here. Hi, Angela. Saying hi all, just making friends with a like button. We'll see you all next week. If you fancy doing some sprinting tomorrow, there's our Pass the Pen live writing sprints going on for 12 hours. So come and join us for that. It should be fun. Mary says 525 words, inching closer to you getting a book to beta read. You better be. You better be. Katie Elizabeth said, is something happening tomorrow or did I imagine it? It is happening. I popped the link further up in the chat, but if you head over to my channel, the playlist is there. So it's Pass the Pen writing sprints. I'm doing a 12-hour writing sprints with Andy from Easy Graphics, Shannon, SD Houston, and Margaret Pennard. So it's starting at 2 p.m. UK time. I'm going to be doing the first 3 hours, and then it moves over to Andy's channel, then over to SD's, and finishes with Margaret's. So it should be really, really good fun. I think Bonnie's laughing at me, like being worried that I'd offended. I was like worried that I'd offended you about your story, like you thought that I was saying your story was rubbish. Oh, brilliant. Cool. Margaret has put a link to her live. SD said I probably won't be going on too much longer on the last sprint now, about 40 minutes or so. Well, that's okay. People can join you and then go and have a pee and get another cup of tea, and then they'll be ready for Margaret. And Margaret said there's a tie between the two chocolate choices. Surprise. I think I know which one you made anyway, because you said that you were whipping up egg yolk or egg whites yesterday or something. You were making them stiff. So I think you went for the first one. The Genovese, however you say it, one. I reckon that's what you did. I don't think you listened to anybody. I think you just went with what you wanted to make, which I appreciate. That's totally what I would do. I think the cleaning up might be finished in there because they've kind of stopped moving around so much. And I think I can hear like physics talk going on because they're working through a physics paper, I think. Don't know if it's safe. Do you think it's safe for me to finish? I think it probably is. Okay. All right, guys. Right. Oh, here we go. And Margaret said, it actually said whip stiffly, not stiff peaks, but more than one recipe called for separating eggs. Not something I usually do. I reckon I'm right. Anyway, okay. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really hope that these sprints have been useful to you guys. It would be really great if you would come and support us tomorrow. This is the first kind of event, if you like, that the four of us have done together. We're part of a little AuthorTubers group along with two other people, but one of them I think was just too busy to do it, and the lovely Estelle has only just joined our group, so she was too late to join in with this. But it would be really, really lovely if you could come and support us, even if it's just for a few minutes, just to say hi. We're going to be popping into each other's streams for a bit, which should be really, really fun. I'm not sure when I'm going to be popping into other people's streams, but I'll just kind of see how it fits in with my day and evening, because it's finishing at 2. Yeah, you may well see me coming into Margaret's stream at like 1:45 in bed with my book, just really sleepy, going, yay, we did it. It should be fun. I'm not sure when I'm going to be sprinting next week, but I will decide tomorrow. So just go and check out my channel to find out when I'm going to be doing that next week. Have an awesome weekend, especially if you are in the UK, because it is the bank holiday, and I will see you again very soon. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, make sure that you boop the like button as well if you haven't already, and subscribe if you're not, because it's awesome over here and you should. See you soon. Bye.